podcast business, help you move forward with what's next. He's brought to us by Landis Block. Create your very own jaw-dropping backyard paradise online at landisbc.com. When we spoke to him last week, we said happy 1 week till camp. Today, I get to say happy camp day to Adam Schefter. Shefty, good morning.
Happy campers, you all are, right?
We are.
Everybody in camp as of today, and not only is everybody in camp, but the Commanders have a problem, the Cowboys have a problem, and the Eagles are sitting back just enjoying how their Super Bowl rings look.
But, they're not talking about last year. That was great about the other night. The idea is that they have the ring ceremony, and that's it. They're moving on to next year. You've been around some teams, and you covered Denver back in the day, trying to do the back-to-back thing. But they didn't want. Did they want to talk about it? How did they handle it?
No, nobody wants to talk about it ever. I don't care whether I covered a team or did. I've been around the league 35 years. Anybody who follows the sport knows, like, these teams in any sport, they're moving. They're looking forward. They're not looking. You can't do that. That's just not the way that life works. It's almost like that viral Scotty Scheffler clip from last week where he talked about you enjoy it for 2 minutes and then you're on to the next thing. And that's mindset that every great team has to have as it moves forward. You enjoy your championship, you get your rings at a Friday night ceremony or whenever it is, and then it's time to turn the page to focus on trying to get another ring. And that's what the Eagles are trying to do. Now, the successful teams are able to do that and navigate it. And the teams that aren't successful can't do that and don't navigate it well. And we'll see how the Eagles handle this now starting here this summer.
Shefty, can you think about major distractions that actually impacted a team? You mentioned how the Commanders are dealing with stuff with Terry McLaurin, the Micah Parsons situation unfolding for the Cowboys. How much better is it actually that the Eagles are just set? Hey, we have our team. This is what we're going with. Everybody seems to be happy. How much does that impact one way or another for an NFL team going into camp?
Well, that's just where it's at today. The Eagles have no distractions. I guarantee you that at some point this summer, early in the season, they're going to have distractions. Because no NFL team, no matter how successful they are in a given season, is immune to all the things that come up during the course of the year, whether they are self-inflicted or they come from the outside or whatever it may be. There are always issues that arise. There's an injury. There's a controversial statement. Somebody gets in trouble. Somebody does something stupid. Whatever it may be. So there we go. It's not ideal, but it's just you expect it, and that's the way of the world.
When you think of last year's championship season, though, if to your point, if you go just rewind the clock and go back to September, if you go back to or even early October, there was a lot of turmoil around the Eagles, and it managed to turn all around, and then they just became a team that hummed along, but even survived a lot of really bad teams at home until at the end everything clicked. I actually wonder if this year could actually be a smoother ride after a championship because the team now has some pedigree. The team now actually has that confidence behind them.
Yeah, I think that's all part of it, no doubt about it. And as you get this, the Commanders just officially placed wide receiver Terry McLaurin on the reserve, did not score list.
Ooh,
wow.
Okay.
How about that?
So this is a little acrimonious, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, it's not exactly simple. Exactly.
Ooh, I like that.
Wow, I like that a lot. Thank you, Adam Schefter, for telling us that. So, Shefty, you talk about culture and we talk about, drama. I'm curious, did you hear the story from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on Ryan Clark's podcast, The Pivot, where he talked about how there was a dust-up in practice before one of the playoff games? Now, what I find interesting is that it never got out. So to your point about drama and how every team deals with it, in today's day and age where it seems like there's no secrets, how impressive is it for the Eagles culture that story never got out until CJ GJ said it on a podcast 2 weeks ago?
And listen, in a way, I find those things insulting to me and other reporters. I know that when I covered the Broncos, if there was a fight and I didn't hear about it and I found out about it later on, like I always felt like I missed something. And so, I always take that personally. And I feel the same way whenever I hear something about that now. Like, oh, man, that got by me. But teams are trying to make sure that things like that don't get out. And oftentimes they don't. Like, I think that, football reporters do a very strong job getting so much information, getting it quickly. But it also, when you hear about something like this, I always say to myself, there are always things that go on that we don't get.
Yeah.
And that's an example, right? So kudos to the Eagles for keeping it in-house. I didn't know about it. I still don't know the full details of it. But that is a real deal.
Do you think that is potentially, when you hear stuff like that, that's one of the reasons why maybe they weren't too upset to see a guy like CJGJ go?
No, it's not like he's the leak or anything. Like he just talked about it. He was gone. He didn't really.
No, I'm more talking about the fact that he was potentially at the middle of something. As far as maybe being a little too gung ho, maybe rubbing people the wrong way or something along those lines.
No, listen, he's an outspoken guy. When he was on the team, it worked for them. Now that he's not there, you can't say like, oh, that's why they moved up. They would like to have kept him. It was financial decisions. You had to choose what you couldn't do. And they prioritized their needs and opted to allocate their dollars elsewhere. In a perfect world, they would have kept him. It just didn't work out to be a perfect world.
All right, absolutely. Adam Schefter with us on the Comcast Business Hotline. Now, you mentioned Terry McLaurin, and I just saw that you put out the tweet. Your multitasking is unbelievable.
He is amazing.
Can you tell us anything about the Trey Hendrickson situation? Because obviously, whenever a play is available, you know how fan bases get, and you know that we will always ask. We also know that edge rusher is a need for this team. I'm just asking. Realm of possibility, A, that he's not on Cincinnati, and B, the teams that could be calling.
He's really upset right now. Not pleased. And I spoke to him Monday night for a while, for I would say a half hour. And this is about guaranteed money right now. It's always about the money, but in this particular case, it's about the guaranteed money. And with the guaranteed money here, they're offering him 1 year. And other top pass rushers all got 3 years worth of guaranteed money. Now, the Bengals are not exactly the type of organization that is creative and imaginative and finding solutions and exploring. It's just not how they've operated. Now, maybe they will here. That would be great to see, but that's not typically how they've done things. And so Trey Hendrickson is in Florida. He's training. He's dug in. He's ready to not play if that's what it takes. He is adamant that he won't play on this current contract that pays him $16.5. He won't play for 1 year of guaranteed money. Not going to do that. Now, where they find a common ground and a solution, we'll see. I don't know. That's up to them. But he's in Florida. He left Monday night, drove through Chattanooga, Knoxville, was getting a play-by-play, Atlanta. Again, he made great progress that night, but unfortunately it was with his trip to Jacksonville, not his contract negotiation.
I don't know if you caught the fact that his owner, when sitting down at the press conference to talk to the Cincinnati media, called him Trey Henderson. I just thought that was just unbelievable to me.
Well, I'll say this. I was on First Take yesterday, and they played Mike Brown and his comments, and you heard all the stuff. Like, for some reason, I hadn't seen it until then. We want Trey Hendrickson. He's a great player and deserves a raise. But dealing with him is not easy. Like, it whatever he said, I heard it, and I was like, whoa. You know how any of us, you hear, like, I was taken aback at what he said. And again, he's 89, I believe. So, we see older people, younger people too, but some older people come out and say things that maybe they're a little less filtered than they should be. And I thought to myself, like, wow, like that's not the type of comment I'd want to make in the course of a negotiation that's gone sideways and people are sensitive and touchy and not happy. Like, that's not the comment to make. You're not anything. You're only throwing fuel on the fire.
You mean like what Jerry Jones is doing with Micah Parsons as well?
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's the same thing. Like, you got two owners where you're better off not saying anything. But they're talking, and that's what happens, and that's where it goes. And when Mike Brown, like, I heard everything Jerry said, and I saw what JJ Watt tweeted, and he was right. He's like, boy, there's nothing like insulting your quarterback and your wide receiver and guys that are putting their bodies on the line for you. Like, that really makes you feel good at the start of camp. And it was the same thing with Mike Brown. When he said, I'm just telling you, like, my eyes open. I'm like, did he just say that? Like, because Trey Hendrickson would say the exact same thing about him.
Sure.
If he could.
Right.
That's why it's a difficult negotiation, and that's why you're better off. Less is more. And it just amazes me what people say sometimes.
All right, lastly.
Great for TV, great for Get Up and First Take, not so great for the teams trying to get these deals done.
Oh, absolutely. We're having fun with it, too, here in Philly.
Yeah, we enjoy it.
Before we let you go, and thanks as always, Shefty, can you just sort of explain what the fallout could be for the NFL Players Association with all the drama that's unfolded recently?
Well, not only, obviously, did Terry McLaurin just get placed on that referral list, and not only did the Jets just sign Samuel Jackson, who I never heard of, but it's fun to tweet that the Jets signed.
I've seen his movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And if there's ever been snakes on a plane, it's the Jets management.
Right, but Don Van Natta and Kalen Kaler from ESPN just filed a piece to ESPN that I'm waiting to read as soon as I hang up and retweet about the NFLPA meltdown. More details about what's emerged here.
Yeah, always carry cash to Magic City, Adam. Just always carry cash.
Yeah.